Today I want to talk to you about past lives. Some people get very upset about the notion of past lives. I know when I first started to emerge, I, as a Catholic, had never heard of a past life. It was a bold thing to even be thinking about. You were here, your soul was here, you were going to penance, do penance in purgatory, you were going to serve your time down here. And if you did well, you get a fast pass and could move on, and you move to heaven's door. So the notion that you could have been here before, the notion that your soul had already come down and come down many times was very weird for me. I couldn't make sense of it. I couldn't understand where this notion was coming from, and I was a bit scared of it. So over time, as I began to write the Akashic Records readings for people, this seemed to come up about past lives. And I have to say, it was often the client that taught me how to normalize these concepts, because I would be writing and I would get a message around a past life, and the reaction from the client was usually phenomenal. They would either let out a deep sigh of recognition going, I always knew this. I don't know how I knew, but at a deep down level, I knew about this. I knew this. Or they would laugh and say, all right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Juliana. That really does make a lot of sense. Or they would maybe cry and say, I have felt this my whole life, but I had no words for it. So when there is a recognition from the soul about something, that is one of the three things that will happen. There will be a deep sigh, there will be a hilarious laugh, or a go-off laugh from a person, or tears will flow. And really what's happening is, with any of those things, the sigh, the cry, or the laugh, is there is a change in the breath. And it is in the change of the breath that the healing can occur. So it's actually quite phenomenal. So as I began to witness, what I actually began to witness was that there were many past lives for many people. And I had to try and research this hugely and deeply and widely. I did a lot of this through my guides and the illuminations of heaven. And what I found was that we really don't need to get involved with past lives unless they're having an emotional impact on this life, if they're holding us back. So I've had to do a lot of research because I've had a fear of falling, fear of falling downstairs, fear of falling once I'm coming down a hill. And I can trace that back to 4 or 5 past lives, and I have been working on healing that so that it doesn't curtail me if I'm out for a walk or if I'm going somewhere. And this is constant work that I have done, and it's getting easier. I had a fear of slipping on roads, on icy roads, and I'm happy to say I'm okay behind the wheel. I don't like icy mornings, but I'm okay behind the wheel, and I actually have, through the power of grace and healing, been able to leave that to one side. So for a lot of people, they have a fear of drowning, fear of fires. These are often linked to past lives. And sometimes I get confused when so many people come and said, I had a reading with someone and they say I was burnt at the stake. It seems like an awful lot of people were burnt at the stake. So I don't know. You are the only one who knows whether that's relevant for you or not. But it's often not as graphic as how you died, but it could be how you lived. It could be the circumstances that you lived in. Different epiphanies that have now come in for you of unexplainable emotional blockages that are going on. Stuff that is not making sense in this life because you have no cognitive remembrance, understanding, or embodiment of any event that has happened in this life that is having such a profound effect on you. And therefore, you find yourself going, this has to be linked to something else because it is a deep knowing within me and I can't let it go. So if this feels very real for you, this is a brilliant time to say, can you help me with this little thing that's going on for me because I would like to move past it? Or it could be around trust in relationships and trust in our loving relationships. And it could be huge. The other thing that people come to me with is that feeling that you are a soulmate of someone from a past life, that there's a twin flame relationship for a past life, and that something's playing itself out again, that something has cropped up. And it can be so powerful to remove that energy, because sometimes it can be causing obscene issues between you that you can't relate to, you can't get past. But it's important because this relationship is actually a decent relationship, but the energy of the past life just needs to go. It's hurting both of you. And maybe you're the brave one who will come. And when after I do readings for people where something like that has come up, I will bring them in to soul realignment through regression, as a regression healing, where we will use a form of hypnosis to actually bring you back there, to clear the energy and to allow you to go free again. So I hope this has helped you to understand a lot more about past lives and the journey that I have ended up on, which is fascinating. And now I'm not nervous of past lives. I'm so aware and awake to the fact that they have happened. And I know from my own scripture, if you actually follow Bible and scripture, there's so many references to the fact that there has been reincarnation. Even Jesus rose from the dead. And yeah, it's just a fascinating topic, and I would love to be your educator around this, just to release you and to allow you to understand yourself more and not to feel held back by anything. So if this resonates, feel free to reach out and book your Akashic Record reading. Namaste from Juliana J, the Soul Illuminator.